Welcome back to Danny's Media. Update back to back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, serious complaints have now kicked off in Ol Kalou constituency, Nyandarua County, in different polling stations behind the delay of the voting machine as they are casting their votes.
Naambiwa wachange hiyo mashini, hawataki kuchange. So we are wondering what is the problem. Yes.
Kwa hiyo hawajaelezea shida imetokea watu.
Tuelezei, wanatuambia ati all will be well. So tunashindwa all will be well hadi saa ngapi? Yeah, so they need to do something. Yeah, we need some action to be done kwa sababu mtu mmoja, watu wanakuja wanatuacha kwa hizi line zingine. Si tulikuja hapa 6. Sasa ni saa 1 na we have not voted. Mimi nilikuwa like mtu wa kitu 20 bado 1 hour watu 20. Hebu imagine watu wote watavote saa ngapi? Yeah.
Ungependa kuambia nini IEBC?
Ningependa kuambia IEBC they need to listen to the voters. So kama hizo mashini ziko na shida, they need to change them. Yeah, so pledge yetu ni wa change mashini, walete mashini maybe yenye ita respond haraka juu tunaona hizi lines zingine zinasonga. Yeah, leto isonge. Yeah.
All right, some of the complaints there by potential voters. For voters already on the queues in one of the polling centers where Laban Muhinda is, and I think that's Ol Kalou Comprehensive School. And it's just one of the queues because so many different polling stations within that polling center are able to vote. But here, at least a few voters are complaining that the machine is taking too long. At least one voter says that each person takes an average about 30 minutes to cast their ballot. I do not know if that's truth or how long a voter should take. Yeah, but nonetheless, the process continues without much of a hitch, and we'll be getting more updates like those as we continue. Bona Sosion, back to you. And I remember my question, sorry to cut you short. Are you concerned about this report by the Kofi Annan Foundation?
That is what I've said. The fathers of goons must be dealt with.
Why hasn't he been dealt with till now?
Effectively using the law. And the CS Interior has been very clear.
He has been issuing threats.
And has been misread.
He has not been arrested.
Has been misread by the patrons of goons because they know eventually the long arm of the law will close on them.
How long?
And that is why deploying security to Ol Kalou is to ensure that the process is secure. Is secure, that the voters are not interfered with, the voting goes on peacefully, and Ol Kalou is free from any form of violence. Taxpayers of Kenya pay our security forces and the National Police Service to secure all their activities. And for the knowledge of those goons who are still existing around the country, the security agencies of this country is not going to condone anymore this culture of violence, because we are a democracy that has struggled over the years, and we've got the best credential in terms of advancing our democratic activities in a civilized manner, in a peaceful way. We want to get to days where a polling day is a day of peace, that people even can go to work. People can vote.
Well, you already appear to have identified the problem, that it's this one individual who's a problem, and you seem to agree with the CS in charge of Interior and in charge of all security ambassadors that this is a problem. How come no action has been taken so far?
The criminal justice system must deal with all these perpetrators of violence through quote-unquote goons across the country.
Our concern
and at all times.
Allow me to interject.
As a run-up to the next election,
any further delays in dealing with the perpetrators of this, hence the report says that we are heading closer.
That's why I agree with you. Those reports are serious reports, and nobody should ignore those reports, and nobody should ignore such warnings. It cannot be that the people of Ol Kalou fight during campaign period and some lose life and voting will close today, somebody will be elected and will go to parliament, and the process ends when lives have been lost. Either people injured, we lose property, or we lose lives. That is only an activity that can happen in the wild, in the animal kingdom. It cannot happen in a civilized democratic Kenya of today. That one should not be allowed. by any standard. And
Yet
I think
you've seen the trend.
When you see the CS Interior, Murkomen talking about it every now and again, and those are facts that have come out, that everywhere in the country, the menace is the goons, patronized by some politicians, and effectively promoted. And we are trying to blame government, which is wrong. It is wrong for the engineers, fathers, sponsors of good to try and blame government. And I think this will have to be dealt with.
We're easy to lay blame. We're easy to name people and accuse them and allege things against them, but we are not taking any action. Who else will take action against a potential perpetrator of this violence, if not the CS for Interior? Should he be complaining the same way as us? Violence has been...
And you need to understand that there is a red alert. That is a sign of rigging that by election. That is a sign of UDA people stealing the votes. Why delaying? People are on the line. The queue is big. Why don't you do faster? Why don't you look for other machines if these ones are delaying? Why don't you look for other machines so that those ones can be repaired later on? Time is going. Ikifika 6, mambo ya election itaisha Ol Kalou. So why don't you do faster? Because voters are also tired on the line. They want to protect their votes. Why are you doing that one? Beside that one, people are being bribed again. This beside delay of the machine at the polling station, people are being bribed in the day blood right. They're just doing things naturally. They're just bribing voters as we speak right now. Yani nashangaa tu what is happening. I told you here that there'd be nothing like free and fair by election in Ol Kalou. Because why are they bribing voters? We need answer from that one. Why are these people bribing voters in Ol Kalou constituency, Nyandarua County? Why? Mbona wakuja na extra machine of voting? Hey. Because time inaenda, saizi ni saa 7 na dakika 16. As we speak right now, ni saa 7 na dakika 16. Wanaongoja nini? Because ikifika 6, mambo ya kupiga kura itakuwa imeisha. What are they waiting? They have abducted Rigathi Gachagwa's agent at Nyaudundo polling station. People are being bribed 500 bob. Then to make it worse, just imagine that people are being given transport. Kama kwenyu ni mbali na polling centers, unatumia 500 bob kwa M-Pesa. Then wanakufuata na message that please kindly vote for UDA candidate. Unatumia mpaka pesa. Ruto have seriously invested in this Ol Kalou by election. Tuseme tu kweli, huyu jamaa ameinvest. And that is the reason why he must make sure that anashinda hiyo vote. So anashinda hiyo by election. Because Ruto does not want to witness embarrassment. That is something that Ruto does not want to hear in Ol Kalou constituency. Hataki kuona kitu ati baadaye Gachagua, yani he does not want to give Gachagua another strategy of campaigning. Because if DCP will win that seat, if IEBC will conduct free and fair by election, Ruto sijui atalala wapi. Simlisikia hata CS Ruku akisema that hawana shida na mambo ya Ol Kalou, hata wakipigia Gachagua kura bado wako kwa broad-based government. They know very well that Ruto cannot win Ol Kalou without rigging. Wanajua vizuri. Hey, they know very well that they cannot rig Ol Kalou by election. They cannot win Ol Kalou by election on a transparency way. Lazima waibe kura. Lazima. Sasa mimi leo niko Ol Kalou, sitoki huko. Nikisikia tu kitu kidogo hivi na waletea. That is my work today. Niko chonjo, hata sitoki kwa ofisi leo. Leo nikisikia tu kitu kidogo huko Ol Kalou, nishakisha kamera, lazima mkuwe updated. Ruto is under pressure right now at State House because mambo inachemka Ol Kalou. And that is how we want it to be. Hivyo ndivyo tunataka mambo ya Ol Kalou ikue. Despite Ruto spending billions of money on project and 1 billion on bribes, bado watu wamekataa mambo ya UDA Ol Kalou. Hata kwa voting. That one shows that UDA is not going to win that seat on a transparency way. UDA candidate will be declared a winner just by force, but not that people have elected him, no. Tukutane kwa video itakayofuata, wapenzi watazamaji wa Daniz Media. Bye bye.